Somebody come get 'em. They're too old for TikTok.
Hello and welcome to Too Old for TikTok, episode 219. So much going on TikTok these days, so we have a wonderful episode. Catalina, you're joining us from North Carolina. How is it?
Yes, I am currently sitting on the bottom level of a bunk bed in the Outer Banks. There's a heat advisory. So I'm on a family vacation with my husband's family. We took Breeze Air from Columbus, Ohio to the Norfolk, Virginia airport and rented a car to drive 2.5 hours to the Outer Banks. We stopped for lunch at a place because Ivan's sister had texted us being like, we stopped at this place on the drive down from like New York City and we got a crab sandwich. So I was like, I want a crab sandwich.
Yeah, that
so I was
sounds good.
Googling like fish sandwiches on our route. So we ended up going to this restaurant that was like kind of a biker bar. They still let you smoke inside.
I haven't seen that in America in years. Wow.
Well, luckily there was like a smoking precinct. It was like you take a right and there's a door and it's kind of like a pool hall area. There's like multiple pool tables and that's where you're allowed to smoke. I didn't notice it, so we walk in the building and I was like, it smells like you can still smoke inside here. But I thought it must just be from like decades of people smoking indoors. But no, people were actively smoking indoors. And then we sat in the section that was not for indoor smoking. And weirdly was like Boston Red Sox themed. I don't know. It was a fever dream. I ate a fish sandwich at the end. Oh, I just remember I have half of that in the fridge.
That's so wonderful for you. Did you get your ADHD?
Oh.
What's the word?
Evaluation yet? No.
Evaluation.
Not yet.
Okay. Well, keep us posted on that.
I will.
Lots going on in the Outer Banks. There's a show called Outer Banks. I never watched it, though.
I watched an episode of it at my nail salon once because, well, I haven't been back to that nail salon in like a year because it's really expensive. But the girl always puts on like weird Netflix shows and listens to them. And so she was that day playing the Outer Banks, and I watched multiple episodes because it was a Russian manicure and it took like almost 3 hours.
Oh my God. That reminds me. So I fell on Thursday.
Ugh.
And
That reminds me. I fell.
I fell. No, because when I went to the hospital to get checked out, they were playing the History Channel on full blast in the ER. And it was just such a weird thing to be playing in the ER, like, and at full volume. So that's all you can hear.
What were you learning about on the History Channel?
I forgot. I kind of tuned it out even though it was full volume. And also it was completely empty and there was a row of 3 and me and Ben were sitting next to each other and a man decided to sit right next to Ben even though there were a million other empty rows. So I was more focused on the weird man and not what was happening on the History Channel.
Yes, this makes sense.
Yes.
Anything else? Well, I guess you should tell the listeners that you are safe and sound.
I'm fine.
Last week we updated your pregnancy. This week you said you went to the ER. So, let's...
Yeah, the baby's fine. I'm fine. I have a bad ankle, but it shall heal in time and everything is okay.
And thank God you have UFOs.
Thank God, because it's the only shoe that fits. But now I also have like a big boot. So when I'm not wearing big boot, I'm wearing the UFOs.
Wow.
Which Ashley, friend of the pod, said it was the only trendiest thing about me was that I found UFOs. Because she said, you're trendy. And I said, name one thing I've been trendy about. And she said, UFOs.
Are UFOs trendy or are they just practical?
Well, I think I started the trend of like everyone getting them.
Yes. And now...
But they're not trendy. That's true.
They're not like fashion.
And the reason why I got them was because a podiatrist recommended them, which I don't think counts as trendy.
Yeah, also, all these podiatrists on TikTok are always recommending UFOs. And today I was proselytizing UFOs to Ivan's family. And as it turns out, his stepmom already has them. The thong version.
Ashley also said the other trendy thing I am responsible for is the Uniqlo bag, which everyone has now. And I was one of the first to get.
That?
Uniqlo? Uniqlo. What is it?
Uniqlo. Yeah, there's no G.
Yeah, I know it's a Q. I don't know why. Okay, anyway.
Uniqlo. I just saw a TikTok about a girl and her Uniqlo bag. And she's like showing all these photos of her like around the world in so many different scenes. I think I sent it to you and you didn't react.
No, I didn't see it. You didn't send it. You
whatever.
know I watch everything you send.
Oh, sure. But she was complaining about her Uniqlo bag ruining every photo she's ever been in.
That's the same for me, for sure. It's in every single photo of mine.
And then
but it's such a great travel bag.
Then this other person commented that their Uniqlo photo or their Uniqlo bag was in their engagement photo. And then I was like, wait, I think this might have been in Dina's engagement photo. Were you wearing your Uniqlo bag at Coney Island?
100%. And I also had a bag from like Taco Bell because I had a bottle of water from Taco Bell before the engagement happened.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect scenario. Should we get to TikTok?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. On my For You page this week, there is warnings about this beverage. It's like, it looks like the 5-Hour Energy
I'm
packaging.
already deeply familiar with this.
Okay, it's called Feel Free. It's been around for a little bit, but now I've just been seeing it on TikTok. And here's a video by official Nicholas Quest.
Bro, I just went down the Feel Free rabbit hole of like people getting addicted to that shit. That is so sick, scary, and sad. A whole fucking kid that isn't even able to drive yet is getting addicted to something that is next to heroin, that is next to a benzo addiction. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the search bar and search Feel Free. You'll fall down a rabbit hole and it's wild. That is the devil. Hooking minors on a substance and misleading it as a energy drink.
This video tonally felt a little weird to me.
Oh, I didn't think so, because I saw other videos that were like warnings of like, this is terrible. People shouldn't be drinking it. There was one video I saw where this guy went to a gas station and he was saying a 14-year-old kept begging him to buy this drink for him. And it was like a heroin addict begging for drugs or like begging for alcohol.
This is like a year late. Like
dangerous.
I learned about this drink a year ago.
I knew about this drink a year ago too, but the TikTok rabbit hole is just starting for me now and starting for all these people now.
You know what I think it is?
But
because this has not come up on my For You page. I think this is because you're on pregnancy TikTok and you're going to start getting health and safety fear mongering.
Maybe
that's my
could
theory.
Be.
And it's not to say that this is not like a messed up product or whatever.
It is messed
up. But the
up.
fact that you're getting this now, I just think that coincidence? I don't know.
Maybe. For those who don't know, the Feel Free drink, the warning is that it contains leaf kratom,
which you can buy at the gas station. Kratom
but
is
it's
like
very habit forming, so it's very addicting.
Yeah, I saw a lot of this where people who were like recovering alcoholics had started drinking this thinking it was just like a normal energy drink and then became addicted to it. But yeah, it's kratom. But kratom you can just buy at a gas station or like a head shop as well.
But the marketing is really eerie and disgusting because it's called Feel Free.
I mean, I think that it's similar to when salvia was available.
Yeah.
I don't know. The moral panic around it is interesting. Like, yes, I think that it is misleading if it's marketed as a energy beverage when it is just like kratom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
should we drink
moving
it?
on. I mean, I don't think I should drink it while pregnant.
Oh, true.
Maybe after.
True. Wait, Feel Free. Like I don't think you would get kava. Oh, it's a feel good. Okay. So they're trying to get people to drink this because it's kava, which is like, you know what kava is, right? Kava.
When I went to Fiji, kava, they would say drink kava. It would give you like
Hallucinations.
Yeah.
Kava is meant to have relaxing properties. It's a root that you drink, but
yeah, it tasted like muddy water.
Yeah, it tastes
we
like
had
dirt.
some in Fiji. I did not hallucinate.
No. There's a kava bar behind my house called Casa Cacao. Like kava is whatever. Yeah. But it's kava and kratom. Those are the ingredients in Feel Free.
Okay. Moving on, I have a collection of funny audios about foods, and they just are making me giggle. So the first one I'm going to start with is by Disorganized Dietitian.
I'm sorry, but people who are like, I don't really like icing. Like, it's just too sweet. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up.
I agree with this take a lot. Like, I love icing, and I don't understand why people say it's too sweet. It's just like the best part of cupcakes. How do you feel about icing?
I am in the too sweet camp. I think that there is
Boo.
certain icings. No, I love cupcake frosting and all of that. You're talking to a girl who used to eat spoonfuls of cupcake frosting as like dessert.
Right, so that's great. So you're not in the too sweet
There
camp.
there are certain types of frosting that are just a bit too much for me. They're too thick, like the grocery store frosting on like a grocery store sheet cake, which now is giving me, you know what I'm thinking about? Predict it. Do you know?
No.
Our friend Angela, I'm about to put her on blast hard.
I don't know what you're going to say.
You don't remember this about her? That when we first met her, she was like, for my birthday, my family would get me a cake and I would just eat the icing off. Like the icing.
I don't remember her
for
saying
me.
this.
She
I believe you,
loves
but I don't remember
icing.
this.
I know.
But so do I.
That if I'm eating a piece of sheet cake that has like a 4-inch layer of that icing, and I want to have a different ratio. It's not that I don't like the icing, I just don't want that much of it. So the icing itself, it's not the issue for me. It's how much, but I would give her that. And she was like, in this, like, I mean, she was like, what, 18, 17 when she met us. So she was like, yeah, I get my icing cake. Also, fact check me on this if you want. Like, let's ask her. Like, I don't know if I've exaggerated this over the years, but like, that is what I remember is like her eating the icing off the cake. Disgusting.
We'll report back. But I love a Costco sheet cake. That icing is so good.
It's not that I'll have some of it and I'll enjoy it, but I don't want that much of it. I want a thin layer of it.
We get it. Okay.
What can I say? I have a refined palate.
Moving on to a video by Sorry Excuse about ice cream cones.
You know why America's so divided, y'all? Because no one's eating ice cream in a cone anymore. Look at this. They handed me this and I said, who cares about U.S. politics?
I also agree with this take. If I'm getting ice cream with people, no one's getting a cone anymore except me. Or this past week, I went to get ice cream with coworkers in the middle of the day, and they had an option to turn it into a chipwich, like, you know, just jam the ice cream into cookies. So I think that's even better. That's like a one-up from a cone is the 2 cookies. So I'm going to use a food vehicle to eat my ice cream in for sure, whether it's a cone, a cookie. I love it.
I do not agree with this take because I have always been cup since I was a child, and not just because I was a messy child, but because I like when my ice cream melts and I eat it like soup. I like to eat my ice cream slowly like soup.
Soup? No, I don't like soup ice cream. I need it to have a little thickness.
I mean, no, like I like the point at which at some points it becomes soupy. And I also like toppings that are not conducive to cones.
Okay, I get that.
Because do you remember how I feel about 16 handles?
I do, but that's perfect.
Tell the listeners, Dina.
You feel like you should just buy a bunch of candy and mix it in a bowl together.
I'm just going to go across the street, get a candy bar at the bodega.
And pay less money because you're not paying by the weight.
Exactly. Why am I paying $7 for a cup with a little bit of mediocre froyo and toppings?
Well, RIP to that frozen yogurt stage of our lives when there was a frozen yogurt store on every corner.
RIP to disordered eating Tasty Delight.
And 16 handles. Okay. Moving on, my last take about food is by Life as Mother.
Y'all want to know the kind of people I'm scared of? The people that eat meatball sandwiches from Subways. I'm so scared of them because it's just like, what do that taste like? I feel like it tastes like an ankle.
Okay, is this one take you could actually agree with?
No, my favorite Subway sandwich was meatball.
Shut up. I actually didn't remember that when I put that in here. Okay, we have vastly different opinions on all of these.
Okay, although I recently, in the past 3 years, stopped at a Subway on, like, I was driving from Virginia through West Virginia to Ohio. I stopped at Subway sandwich and I said, you know what, fuck it. I am getting a meatball sandwich. I'm getting my meatball sub. Dina, it was so bad.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You know who'd be really upset? Sam won't even step foot 5 feet from a Subway.
Okay, but when I was a kid, Subway was like my shit. I loved Subway.
Subway was my shit when I studied abroad in Australia and I couldn't find like good turkey sandwiches. Like Subway was the good option.
I remember when they opened a Subway in Seoul, in Madrid, like near the Plaza Mayor, and my friend Molly was like, we have to go. And we went, and I was, and then they were like counting out the black olives on the sandwich, like instead of here where it's just like they put fistfuls. They were like being very stingy with the toppings, but no, Subway's disgusting.
Okay, but you would get the meatball. I've never had the meatball.
Yeah, like
there.
that was
That's too
that was
far.
my shit. Like I ate the Subway meatball sandwich with American cheese. That was my order.
We need to have an intervention with
I
you.
don't
I'm
think
glad-
so. It was good in my mind at the time. Now, I don't know, when I had it just now, I was like, 2 years ago, it was fully bad. And I was just like, has this changed or have I changed? And I think a little of both, frankly. I don't think it's...
That's a powerful question. Has the Subway meatball changed or have you changed?
Yeah.
Could be both.
Well, one more thing to say about Subway. My sister's high school boyfriend worked at Subway. So that smell was everywhere. But we got all of the leftover cookies every night. So I was just like, and then I'm like, why was I a fat kid? Because I was eating like
leftover
75 Subway cookies every day.
75 of them. I think you'd be in a diabetic coma if
Also,
you did that.
reflecting on like my high school like overweight status, hanging out with Ivan's niece and nephew, or I guess my niece and nephew, who are high schoolers, is so funny because they're like so active, and we go to the beach and they're like in the water, like jumping around the whole time, and I'm like, oh, this is me. Like, I mean, this is not me, obviously. Like, I, as a high schooler, was like, I need to be in. I mean, currently, I was like, I need to be inside. It's too hot.
But that's why you go in the water. See,
But I tire of that.
you tire of the water. Well, on my bachelorette, you did learn to go beach better, so I hope that has stuck with you.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, last thing on my For You page, and this has very much been everywhere, on CNN
Not on my
recently-
timeline.
You haven't even seen the viral video?
No.
Okay, well, on CNN, a member from the Savannah Bananas baseball team did a backflip, and he landed smack on his face. So it was everywhere. You must have been under a rock, because I don't know how you didn't see this. But this guy on TikTok, his name is coach.rac, he's been really making the most of his moment and posting a lot of videos about this moment that happened on CNN. So here's part of an audio of one.
Okay, but on a serious note, someday there's going to be a kid out there, maybe even my own kid, and that kid is going to do something super embarrassing, and they're going to want to crawl under a rock. And you know what? I'll be able to sit down next to this kid, and I'll know exactly how they're feeling, and I'll be able to say, listen, I know exactly how you feel. I'll show them the video, and I'm sure we'll get a good laugh about it. That's why it's especially easy for me to keep my head up. When I have a difficult day, I always call them character building days. Why? Because I wouldn't be able to empathize with other people unless I first experienced their hardship. Sometimes a good humbling is what I need.
Now, what I didn't realize that Catalina brought to my attention was the end of this video is basically a Jesus ad.
Well, it's like a sermon. It's like, and this is why it reminded me of like the love of Christ. I don't know. I was watching it and I was like, why did my Jewish friend send me this like Christian propaganda?
Because I didn't watch to the end. I thought he was making the best of a moment.
I mean, he was, for his moment to talk about Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior.
Not my Lord and Savior.
That's what, oh, you're right. Yeah.
But
I mean, Jesus was Jewish.
sure, of course.
Why? Because my identity and my value as a human being isn't found in the perception of other people, but it is something that is given to me by the one who created me. I don't have to earn that approval, not because I'm worthy, but because I have a worthy representative in Jesus Christ. So when this stuff happens, I have a tough moment, I can rejoice in my sufferings, because that suffering produces steadfastness, it produces humility, which later yields the peaceful fruits of righteousness, that I may be perfect and complete and lacking in nothing, completely content in my identity that is given to me by God. The sufferings actually add to my strength and reinforce my true identity. As always, I'm Coach Rack. Let's grow.
I also didn't realize that the Savannah Bananas were
Kind of Christian.
kind of Christian. Yeah, I mean, not that it matters. I still think they're great. Like, they're very fun. Their whole thing is like making baseball fun, and they do tricks and stuff.
Well, it's
So
like
I would
finding
go to
out the
see them.
Harlem Globetrotters are actually Christian. You know, like you didn't
Yeah,
realize,
it's-
you don't know. Sometimes things are like DL Christian, and then you find
Right,
out.
and
you're
there's
like, oh, I
nothing
didn't
wrong
know
with
that.
it.
Well,
Yeah. Note to self, watch the videos to the end. Thanks for watching, Catalina. The one video I send you that you actually watch.
I do watch until the end,
Good.
especially when things are setting off my Christian
Christian
sensors.
spidey senses.
Yeah, and I would say I don't like when things are actually religious propaganda. So I would retract what you said about not caring.
True. Religious propaganda, not the best. Okay. Moving on to your For You page, Catalina, what do you have?
I have a video from Jay Lesbinik, who talks about a new version of the game Smash or pass?
I got bored with the simplicity of smash or pass when surveying men in public, so I have a new game that I'm calling the Tsarina. Vaguely inspired by a book that I've been reading, but the idea is sort of like, if my father married me off to that man, and that man was the Tsar, do I think there's a chance I could grow to love him? I think it's been really good for me, because I feel like when you reduce people to wood bone and wooden bone, you're putting a lot of people in the no category. But what about that middle space of like, I think with time, I could learn how to find him attractive. I also think I just make a good Tsarina in general. I think I would be judicious and empathetic to the people. I think I have nice Slavic features and would look good in the dress. So yeah, if anyone has any like Slavic nobility connections, let a bitch know.
So essentially, could you grow to love them? I like that. I like anything that is a thought experiment type reflection game that you play in public with unsuspecting individuals.
He kept saying Tsarina.
Yeah.
And I kept being like, what is a Tsarina? And then I just realized it was Tsar, but Tsarina is like
it's
the fun way of saying
No,
it.
that's not the fun way of saying Tsar, Dina. That's the wife of the Tsar.
Sure, but that's like a lesser known like thing to say than Tsar.
No, he's saying you would be the Tsarina. He's reading a book evidently about a Tsar, someone who gets married to the Tsar, so they're the Tsarina. I
didn't know Tsarina was a thing.
Well, I thought he was saying Tsarina, and I was like,
yeah,
what's a
me
Tsarina?
too.
And then I was like, oh, and I figured it out because in the caption it says TSAR.
Yes,
Tsar.
I figured it out too.
Did you?
I did. I realized that Tsarina was the female version. Yes.
Yes. So essentially, if you were married to someone for their money, would you grow to love them? Or an arranged marriage? I don't know. We're going to have to...
Great context to think of. We would need examples.
I also feel as though playing that in a bar is interesting because Smash or Pass, or I guess not just a bar, but playing the game Smash or Pass is purely physical and vibes-based. And so it's turning something physical or vibes-based into something that goes beyond the physical, because it's like, do I think this person's vibe is such that I could maybe feel it,
live with them?
Yeah.
I remember when it was very viral to do Smash or Pass with Disney characters on TikTok. So they would show like a Disney character and then you would say Smash or Pass.
Yeah.
This is a whole new version.
Lovely.
All right, what else?
The next video is by a guy named Parents Disgrace, who has decided to record himself saying things he wants to impulse buy instead of buying them to save money and make him hate himself.
DVD of the holdovers. Pokemon cards in real life. Pokemon Go 9th anniversary Gimme Ghoul research quest. Big slushy. The Nespresso travel cup, which is plastic. New Balance Dad Runners. Popeye's chicken sandwich, not spicy. Also, Bowling Alone by Robert Putnam. New Converse. Tattoo of the Green Gazelles from The Muppet Show, Season 1, Episode 1. Gel Max Memory Foam Pillow. Cobbler service for Birkenstocks. Corn dog.
I think this is such a funny concept, and I kind of want to do it, but also right now, having had just moved into the house, my to-do list of like what I need to buy is so long and so insane, and also they're not like impulse buys, but they kind of are impulse buys. Maybe I should be doing this activity. It's just going to be like paper towel holder, back of the cabinet organizer. I'm going to start doing it.
This is happening to me with like baby stuff that I need, like baby stain remover bottles. Like,
what's
all
a
that
baby
kind of
stain
stuff.
remover?
Oh, I didn't know there was a specific stain remover for baby clothes.
No,
I don't
that's
know.
stupid. Or why? Because it's like
I
not
keep seeing
toxic.
it, something like that. Sure. I like my favorite one he says is a tattoo of something.
Yeah, like a
that's
very
never
specific
crossed my
tattoo.
mind. Yeah, exactly.
I think mine would be, I think a couple of times he says a food item and, corn dog. And a few times he says corn dog. I think I would always be saying iced matcha.
Mine would always be a matcha, for sure. Agreed.
I got a matcha at the airport from Starbucks. And
Starbucks.
Strap Rocks. And it took them so long to make it. And I guess they had run out of ice and grande cups. And then but then they had ice because I saw them filling up the ice in buckets and buckets and buckets. So they gave me a venti matcha, which I did not want.
Huge.
And it had
That's
no
huge.
ice. A venti matcha with no
Ew.
ice, Tina?
That probably tasted like grass.
I asked for some ice, please. And they put it in. But it was a
What
lot.
a bizarre experience. Okay, moving on, we have our audio trend is still the Jet 2 holiday audio trend, which has been dubbed the song of the summer because there's no real song of the summer, and it's constantly in my head. But I love this creator, Kelsey Campbell 9, explains what a Jet 2 holiday is.
It has come to my attention that the non-Brits have no idea what a Jet 2 holiday is. So fear not, I am here to explain, as a Brit that's currently living in America, what a Jet 2 holiday is. Starting from the very beginning, in England, you go on holiday. You don't go on vacation. Like, if you say to a Brit, I'm going on vacation, they're gonna know what you mean. But we don't say vacation, we say, I'm going on my holidays. Like, I'm going on a holiday. So that's the first thing that you have to understand. Culturally, we don't say vacation, we say holiday. Secondly, a huge cultural difference that I realized when I moved to the US is that in the UK, like, it's very much a thing to go on like a package holiday. So like growing up, my family, we would save up for our one time a year holiday. We'd go like, I don't know, somewhere in the world, all inclusive for like 1 or 2 weeks. And it would be like everything included, like all inclusive. But there's also like other boards, like you could do like full board where you get like some meals included, like half board or just like bed and breakfast. But like in the UK, differently to the US specifically, I don't know about the rest of the world, but like package holidays are like a thing. So culturally, package holidays are a thing. It used to be that if you booked a package holiday, that you would go to like a travel agent. Like growing up, my parents would go to a travel agent and be like, we want to go to Spain, like let's book a holiday. But with the shift to like online shopping and doing things like more online, there are now platforms that are designed to book package holidays. Hence, Jet 2 holidays. So now when you want to go on holiday, when you want to book a vacation, you can use a platform like Jet 2 and book your holiday.
I kind of was just assuming it was like a kind of like Norwegian cruises or something, you know, like a package deal. But I guess it's a little bit more like an Expedia.
Yeah, exactly. And she had a follow-up video explaining how it's like a little different from Expedia. I still don't fully understand, but the Brits do. So
It sounds like a holiday I would not want to purchase.
what if you got the deal?
Yes, but then you're gonna have to go to the all-inclusive resort that is associated with that deal, and I don't think I'm gonna like that. I think I'm
True.
gonna be in like Magaluf with people jumping off of balconies.
Oh, that's dark.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what they do. They like get drunk and like jump off the balcony into the pool or like fall off the balcony. It's like,
Oh, no thank you.
yeah.
Next, we have on Drama Talk, the feds recently raided the home of the TikTok cult pastor. Now, I watched this documentary. It was called Dancing for the Devil, the 7M TikTok cult on Netflix. I feel like I watched it a year ago, and they finally raided this guy's house. But he basically would collect dancers off TikTok, and they all lived together and talk about religious propaganda. They all formed this like Christian cult. And he was a terrible cult leader. His families of the people inside the house were trying to get their family members out.
Is there a good cult leader?
No, that's true.
I'm just checking.
But anyway, very recent news for
I did
TikTok
not
drama.
also get this on my algorithm. We are on different algorithms.
You
right
know,
now.
this wasn't actually on my algorithm. It was just popping up on headlines I kept seeing.
Well, speaking of what's on our algorithm, what's not on our algorithm, yesterday we were listening to Sirius FM in the rental car, and we were playing the TikTok music station, which I
Yes,
know
love
you
that
listen to.
station. Yes.
And Ivan just kept going like, I've never heard any of these songs on TikTok.
Really?
He was like,
Oh,
it's
I've heard them all.
Well, obviously, because you're on like the major TikToks, but his TikTok is just
Talk.
the most unhinged content.
Well, speaking of Ivan Talk, this content creator spotlight reminded me of something Ivan would get, but it really graced my For You page. It's a creator called Meemaw 7013. This is a 6-minute video it's so good. I'm just going to play a little part of it. This I did watch from beginning to end.
Hi, my name is Meemaw. I want to introduce myself. This is my first day on TikTok. I'm coming on here because my sister Judy hijacked my account yesterday. Somebody's calling. We don't give a shit who it is. I wanted to let you know that I am staying here with my sister Judy and her husband George. I have one thing in common with my sister Judy. Well, I'll tell you, we're twins, and I'll tell you the difference between the two of us. Number one, I'm single, Judy is married. Judy's husband is George. Judy has teeth, I don't have teeth. No, I like to go toothless, yeah. Judy is like afraid to use makeup. I'm not, I want to be glamorous, so I wear makeup.
So she talks about getting her sister's husband to basically kiss her. And then the end of it, she talks about cooking a possum, a dead possum.
Okay, this woman is joking.
Of course she is, but the way she tells the story is amazing.
It's so good because you're not really sure if she's joking until, like, I was past her going, I basically was around when she went into the room with her supposed sister's husband, and I was like, yeah, I don't think this is, I think this is a joke.
But she's also, her appearance is she has a lot of blush on, really heavy red lipstick, and she's gained like 10,000 followers. She just started posting TikTok, so I think she's going to be super successful.
Mm-hmm. Good work, Meemaw.
Last but not least, in our food section, I have 2 pastas that look really good that I want to try. The first one is a Sun Gold Pomodoro by Here's Your Bite.
It's finally Sun Gold tomato season, so of course it's time to make this fresh and delicious Sun Gold Pomodoro. Here's your bite. Here's my bite.
That is delicious. It's so fresh, so simple, but so flavorful.
And here's how to make it. Start by slicing your gorgeous Sun Gold tomatoes in half, and then in a large pot or Dutch oven, add a nice drizzle of olive oil, saute a finely minced shallot, and then add a few cloves of garlic. Add in those Sun Gold tomatoes and a heavy hand of salt. I added in some Calabrian chili peppers. This is the brand I've used. It's not sponsored, I just really like them. Add in some white wine, let that reduce a bit, and then partially cover while you cook your pasta. Once the pasta is done and the tomatoes have reduced, remove the garlic, smash it with a knife to make a paste, and then add it directly back into the tomatoes. Add in some cold butter, give that a stir, and then add in the cooked pasta along with a little bit more butter and some Parmesan cheese. Add in a little splash of pasta water to help emulsify. You can mess around with the amount of pasta water, Parmesan, and butter until you get your desired consistency. Then just finish with some freshly torn basil, taste for seasonings, and that's it.
I love Here's Your Bite. She has such good recipes.
Yeah, this looks really easy to make too, and it looks delicious.
I saw this yesterday and I bookmarked it.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is a pasta zucchini, and they pronounce it the Italian version, but it's by Pina's Kitchen.
Pina's Kitchen, Dina?
What is it?
Oh, well, the way you said it sounded like Penis Kitchen. I think we need to emphasize the
says
Pina's. Pina's Kitchen.
Okay.
Penis Kitchen, Dina?
The next one's by Pina's Kitchen.
This is probably one of my favorite dishes ever. Tell them what you made today.
Pasta con la cucuzza fritta. Try to make them all the same size. This has a long history. They used to cook pasta with zucchini all the time because people used to plant it in their farms. This is, it's not oil.
Yeah.
This is the juice of the
zucchini.
The zucchini with a little oil, of course, from what you fried, but I put it in the pasta. Going to make a cream of zucchini. A cream of zucchini? I'm going to cook the pasta. We don't break it. We just wait until it gets softer. A little mint goes a long way.
In food processor?
Yeah. Garlic is optional. I like it. If you don't like it, don't put it in. Put some cheese. You don't need to
Drain it.
full, right? Full, no, because you need that pasta water. Smells so good.
This looks really good. I like how a lot of the comments were mostly about that she said garlic was optional, because everyone's saying like it's not optional, like you need to put garlic in it. But I love zucchini. I love pasta. I want to try it.
I think that the fixation on garlic in Italian food is really interesting because I'm a garlic girl as well. I love garlic. I love extra garlic, et cetera, et cetera. But I long ago was with our Italian friend Gregorio in Boston, Massachusetts, and he was making a homemade tomato sauce in this kind of in the Sun Gold way where you take tomatoes, you cut them, you cook them down, whatever. And a friend of mine whose apartment we were cooking at had garlic and just kept being like, we have garlic, there's garlic, we have garlic. And he was like, this recipe does not call for garlic. This is like a, 100% Italian person born in Italy, raised in Italy, cooking an Italian recipe. And he was like, this particular pasta recipe does not have garlic. And my friend just kept being like, we have garlic.
So who won, the garlic or the no garlic?
No garlic, because it was Gregorio. But I think it was just funny also because I think the amount of tomatoes that she got also, it was just like none of us had ever cooked pasta the way a person actually from Italy would cook the pasta. And so she had bought 3 tomatoes, and he was like, this is not enough tomatoes to make a sauce. But that was the first time in my life that I stopped to be like, oh wow, not all Italian pastas have garlic in it. It's just the way that
it's optional.
We think that they should because we love garlic. We're garlic heads.
Yeah.
And yeah, the world is crazy. The end.
The end, which brings us, that's the end of this episode. And thanks everyone for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.